I'm gonna hit you with a real hard hitter right now.
Okay, come on.
No, this is the biggest question of the day. You see me, I'm looking like this right now, kind of out of control. Should I get a haircut?
No.
What?
No. Don't cut it. Don't.
Oh, she says yes.
No, don't cut it. I've always wished I could do that. You know, now I'm like bald headed.
All right, you heard it here. Crit Wit says no haircut. It's staying, man. Good morning, folks. We are out here this morning with this guy, and I'm gonna let this guy introduce himself. Who are you?
What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy, Seat Up, aka Crit Wit, coming at you guys. What's going on?
See, I thought I was gonna have to dive in here and be like, no, I want the real intro.
Oh, no,
but what was I expecting,
you're
man?
gonna get it, man.
All right.
I'm gonna give it all to you.
All right, that's exactly what I needed, man. All right, so hit me. Who are you, right? So obviously it's your boy C-Dub. What's up? Where did that come from? Give me the lowdown.
All right, so pretty much, who am I first and foremost? I am a military man, again, originally from Kansas City, Missouri. Been in the military going on 19 years, next month to be exact. And this is pretty much my second tour in California. I have 2 children, Elijah and Jada, and we just making things happen. Additionally, where did C-Dub come from? So, of course, I'm big into names and kind of catchy phrases and different things like that. And so talking to my mentor, I was like, I think I want to use the name Crit Wit because, you know, Garnett is not cool, I guess. I don't know. So
it's as cool as you make it, man.
Exactly.
You got the energy for it.
But it just wasn't catchy enough. You know, I didn't want to be like, I'm Garnett. They're like, who? What? So I was just like, I like Crit Wit, and so of course, where does Crit Wit come from? So as a Cat 3 racer, we do pretty much criteriums, hence the word crit. You know, hey, we're going to a crit. We're going to go rock this crit this weekend. That's where crit comes from. Being military, a lot of us go by nicknames. And the nickname that has been just fortunate unto me, everybody calls me Wit. So I came up with the name Crit Wit. And my mentor was like, if you don't use it, I'm gonna use it. And I'm like, I can't let you use it because it was my idea. So there was the birth of Crit Wit. And then doing Tour de Marietta in 2018, being off the back and really sucking in 2018 at my first major race, it kind of stuck because I was off the back and pulled, and from there people remembered me. So
Nice.
the sky is the limit from there.
What's up? You got the regular running order around here? You just show up? They're like, all right.
Yeah, so came, you know, was riding one day, came across this coffee shop with my boy Monty. Shout out to Monty McCormick. We were rolling past here. I seen it before, and so this particular day I was like, man, we pulling up in here. So we literally busted a U-turn, came back in here. Chef Jess and crew have just been phenomenal. You know, I mean, if you've seen any of my previous videos, from doing the Union Sport video to doing even some of the interviews that I've done, have all been out of this shop right here. So, you know, big kudos to the Rambler Motel, Chef Jess, and the Rambler Coffee House crew. So I really appreciate everything that they've done, and we're about to go and experience some of that right now.
Right on.
Let's go. Peppermint mocha.
Dude, I have no clue. I have no clue. All right, if you guess this right. Who are you racing for right now? What's your race team?
It is Velo Club Lagrange out of LA, one of the oldest cycling clubs in California. I believe, I want to say 1963. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's something like that.
It's on camera, man.
It's fine. You edited that out. But
put it on repeat.
Exactly. Zoom in on it, right? I love the race scene because it's, for me, you know, I'm one big on building family. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm being away from my family, military, so I'm always away from, you know, family. So wherever I go, whether it's, you know, it's with the church when I was there, within the cycling community, I'm always looking forward to just, you know, building, you know, brothers and sisters and just building that family. So every time I go to a race, man, it's very hard for me to sit underneath the tent, warm up, and just stay, because I'm so happy to be there. I just want to go around and see everybody. And so
that's what it's all really about.
Exactly. So then they're like, Wit, you got to race, man. Like,
you got
get
the
off
energy
your leg.
for it too,
I know, but it kills me. But it kills me in the race. 2 years ago, being dropped, you know, on the crit, coming in pretty much last on the crit, and
That was
then
4.5 still, right?
that was, I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. And then from going from that, and then on the road race getting pulled, so not even finishing the road race, to then getting like overall 12th or something like that last year. You know, it was, for me, that was like, this year's gonna be a good year. And then COVID said, no, it's not. So it's like, eh.
I mean, that puts you indoors on the trainer.
Oh man.
I think we talked briefly.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
you're the king of doing like 4 Zwift rides a day. So, but
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
How do you like train indoors, man? I feel like I have a terrible time with it. I hate the freaking trainer. Like the other night, it was dark. I put on a headlight, went to Fiesta because I was like, I can't do another day of trainer right now, man. Like I want to do like threshold intervals. I'm going outside.
Right,
Like,
right.
I just can't do it. So how do you manage it, man?
For me, with COVID and not knowing what the end was gonna be, I honestly told Coach, I was like, Coach, I'm just gonna go back to enjoying riding my bike. At that time, as COVID started to ramp up even the more, being here in California, was like, what's the point of getting an indoor trainer? We're in California, like right now, it's
Summertime.
freaking February, and we're out here in t-shirts and
Well, I'm like,
bibs.
I'm probably, to be honest, I'm a little overdressed.
No, it's okay. You're doing some product advertising. It's cool.
I doubled down too. I got the T-shirt on underneath that says the same thing.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. I should have wore a Crit Wit shirt. I realized
Yeah,
I was
what the
like,
heck, man? This is your
I was like, man, it's okay. It's okay. All y'all know who I am now.
There's sometime mid-pandemic, right? It was like June or July, and you jumped on a Zwift race, and I saw on Strava you were just heated because you were in like I think the C category. You rode C, and it was just after they put that ban on or whatever that like slows you down, and they like disqualified you on Zwift Power. You were so
Like,
mad. I was like, man, what?
Yeah,
I was like,
man.
you're way too strong to be in
Yeah,
C
man.
anyway.
And
Get
like,
out of
so
here.
you say that. So like last night, I tried to do a race last night, and I put it on. I put me in B.
Yeah.
And then because I didn't got fat again, it's like, bro, you need to be. So Zwift Power is.
Did they drop you?
Zwift Power, yeah.
Oh, no.
Zwift Power is legit, bro. Like as a racer, it's like beautiful for us because
Oh,
we
yeah,
like to
you
see
got yourself.
who can we mark and who's pulling the highest watts per kilo. How much of these people weigh. And typically, I'm the tallest. And I'm the fattest, typically. Even when I was 100 kilos, bro. Like last night.
So that I mean, we got to talk about this, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you're built like a freaking linebacker, dude. Like, what made you decide that like this was the sport for you with a bunch of skinny little dudes like me out here running around up hills? And
Right,
stuff?
right.
You're like, you know what? This seems like the thing. Let's do it.
It didn't start like that. But,
No?
But so cycling for me was, 2010, 2009, and most people they think I started cycling in 2017.
Okay. Because that's when YouTube popped.
But that's when I got, yeah. So 2009, even before that, I was, being military again, and my lifestyle was, it's okay. It was church, work, home. That's pretty much that's all I did, and growing up, I played sports. I played baseball and I played football. And so my football career, I went to a D2 school on scholarship, and that scholarship got cut. One, because I had a torn meniscus in my left knee, or my right knee, and my grades were horrible. So I left school with a 1.2 GPA.
Study.
Yes. Even if your friends aren't studying, study. So I left school with a 1.2 GPA, and I was on 2-year academic suspension. Well, the 2 years was up. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I came in the military. Fast forward, work, military, church, home, and that was my life. But I still wanted to compete. I still wanted to do something, but I really wanted a hobby. Ultimately, I wanted to, whether it was boating, whether it was fishing. I just wanted a hobby, so I looked in kiteboarding. I looked in kiting, like just get the kite.
Kiteboarding's insane, dude. I wanted to do that in Ventura because it's windy as hell.
But see, here it's like perfect. But it's just, in Mississippi, I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be somewhere where kiteboarding is going to be a thing.
Down the Mississippi River?
Yeah. I went on deployment to Fallujah, and in one of the kind of like just like the hangout spot, there was a bicycling magazine, and I've always wanted to be an architect, and I love the lines of bikes. It's just a beautiful thing when you deep dive into it. And so I was looking through the bicycling magazine, and I was just like, them bikes are beautiful, bro. Like, wow. And of course, I'm in Iraq right now. It's like, I can't do anything about it. But at the same time, there was one major thing that was like, oh no. And that was the saddle. I'm like, hold on. I'm supposed to sit on that? Like,
That thing is this big.
yeah, I got men parts, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is not good. So I kind of like, put the book up like, okay, I'm over that. But the bikes looked really, really nice. get back from Fallujah.
Thank God for blunt nose saddles.
Absolutely. So
Continue.
yeah, I didn't even know anything about that at the time, right? So I get back from Fallujah and back in Mississippi. Then I transferred from Mississippi to Maryland. 2009 was when I pulled the trigger. Just getting there, kind of how like here, you see cyclists all over the place. You know, I was just like, man, that looks so fun.
Maryland is like gorgeous and green.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And at the time, they were saying that Maryland was the second fittest state in the U.S. And so it was just like the perfect timing for me. Like runners are everywhere, cyclists are everywhere. You go down to the National Mall, it's just crazy, right? And so I was like, I want a bike. You know what I mean? So
it's a healthy hobby too.
Absolutely, man. It's healthy. It's active. It checks a lot of boxes for people that if they they don't know about it. You know, it's not just riding your bike from your house to your friend's house, throwing it in the yard and going and playing. It does a lot for me. It's done a lot. You know, therapeutic. You know, mental state. It's just keeping it moving, staying positive, fitness. You know, fashion, competitive. It just camaraderie. It just checks so many boxes for me. Got the bike and I got the bike from bikesdirect.com. And so then it was like a $600, $700 bike. I put the thing together by watching YouTube videos. I fit myself by watching YouTube videos. And I took it to Waldorf's Bike Doctor. And I said, hey guys, I just got this bike. I put it together for myself. Could you please make sure I tightened everything down correctly? And of course, being a good bike shop that I believe that Bike Doctor is, they kind of took it under the wing and they did all the mechanic stuff. I was like, oh, you're good to go. And I went riding around the local neighborhoods. And from there, I started doing I would drive 3 hours by myself to do like Grand Fondos and do charity rides. I was just jumping out there by myself, man. And the day I fell in love with it, I was on, I think 210 going north, man. And there was no wind, there was no cars. And all I could hear was a chain cycling. The chain was just cycling, and that sound was like therapeutic, bro. Like, left from Maryland, went to Mississippi, didn't ride for 5 years. When I got here, I had just got back home from Africa. So I was deployed in Africa for 6 months, and I was actually taking every Sunday, I would do like 30 minutes on the stationary bike. So I was trying to get mentally back in that space. Like, I want to get back on my bike. Got to California, I was about 266 pounds. Because of traveling, you kind of just let everything go. Like, we're transferring, we're about to have a good time, so we're eating everything, doing nothing. And so I got here in California, 266. But to ride the Spinergy wheels, the first wheel set that I had, it says on like, you can't be over 250 pounds. Like, keep it below 250. So I knew that that's always my benchmark when riding on my Spinergies. I went from 266 to 255 and I started riding again. I know I was 5 pounds over, but I had to get back on the bike.
Don't tell Spinergy.
Yeah,
warranty.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. right.
As a kid, was this something like, were you out just like messing around on
bikes? It was just like I mentioned before. You get a bike from Walmart, you get it just to ride around the neighborhood so you don't have to run everywhere. You know, because
that's the fastest way to travel when you're a kid.
Exactly. That's like a cash system as a kid.
Your parents aren't going to drive you a quarter mile down the road.
No, man. You got all your friends. So like first, everybody's walking. Then everybody's running. Then everybody starts to get bikes for holidays, and you're the only one out of bike. So what do you want? You want a bike so you can keep up with them. They're jumping off of curbs and stuff. You're like, okay, I'm running and jumping off curbs. Like, so you want a bike?
I will say though, jumping off a curb running is like one of the things that I can't do that now, man. People look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. If you don't live in certain states, certain cities, that's as far as your knowledge about cycling goes. And that's why even I started my YouTube channel, because it's like, I want this to go to the world, for people to know that, man, this any of us can do this. We just need to see, and I believe a lot of us, a lot of people need to see their own people, white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever, Russian, whatever, need to see your own doing something so that you can at least know it's okay. I can do that too. And so that's why I really started my YouTube channel. That's why I said I got to put this stuff out there. So with racing, again, cycling check mark that box. I mean, we going from just riding in a group ride or doing like a Grand Fondo to like, man, this ride is going hard. Man, I got dropped. I didn't like that. Whoa. I don't drop. You dropping me? Whoa. I don't like that. So that's why you have this football body person on a bicycle. And a lot of people will tell me too, dude, you look like Ray Lewis. You look like Ray Lewis. And it's weird because Ray Lewis is on a bike now. And,
there you go.
And it's not because of me. So, but it's just the fact that
it might be. Ray Lewis saw your videos,
man. Hey, man, holla at your boy, right? What cycling does for me, the energy and the passion that I have for it, it's my desire to be able to give back to cycling. And so that's why you got this big body Benzo rolling.
Dude, you know you still sit on my wheel for the draft, though, don't I?
I do.
Yeah.
I will sit on any wheel to get a draft.
I don't know that it does you any good, man, but hey, you can sit there.
I'm back behind you like this. Dude, thank you for your draft. Shut up. Thank you for your draft. Shut up. Like, dude,
I don't want to hear it, man.
I don't want to hear that anymore. I want to be the one benefiting from somebody's draft. Initially, it was I'm too big for the saddle, but not for the sport. You know what I mean? But being out here, yeah, you see, it's like I don't fit. I don't fit the demographic of the typical cyclist, but that just fuels me.
Well, that's a good point, I think, because, like, you know, it is the thing where you see, like, oh, and it's kind of like a weird thing in, like, cycling in the sport itself, is a lot of people are like, I need to drop weight, I need to drop weight, I need to drop weight, watts per kilo, watts per kilo, watts per kilo. But, like, at the end of the day, man, it's almost like a body dysmorphia kind of thing, where people just continue to, like, always trying to drop weight, and, like, yeah, there's a point that you're healthy here, but, like, you don't have to be, you know, the skinniest, leanest, craziest machine to be enjoying your bike.
You don't. You're absolutely right. And I think, of course, it is a love-hate thing. You have to accept, like, of course, you want to be big and be strong and be able to climb with the small guy. You want to be able to do all that. Just like the small guys want to be able to descend like the big. Like, we all want.
And now we got no super tuck, so what am I supposed to do?
Exactly. We all want the all in all. You know, the small guys want to have the weight and the power pop of the big guys, and the big guys want to have, you know, the heel climb snap like the little guys. It's like, you know, so it's, but I guess it's being able to find that happy medium of the two and just bridging to that point. You know, if you only weigh 140 pounds, you may only be able to hit a 1500 watt. Maybe that may be your peak.
Yeah. That's
okay. But then you look at me like, dang, bro, you hitting 1900 watts. Well, I'm also 100 pounds heavier than you.
When you started out your YouTube channel, did you imagine that you'd be cranking 2,000 subscribers? You just hit that milestone, right?
Yeah, I did just hit 2,000, but of course not. I mean, you know, I just initially just wanted to do something I hadn't seen others doing, and that was it. You know, just wanted to share my love for cycling globally, I guess, and that was my heart's desire initially.
Let's talk more 25 miles for justice. 25
miles for justice was pretty much just my heart for justice in America. With the situation of Mr. George Floyd, again, that happened on May 25th, hence the 25. So that just kind of keynotes the day. It was noted that at 9:25 p.m. on May 25th, he was officially pronounced dead. So the 25 is that's the keynote. The miles, you know, as a cyclist, we all know miles and kilometers, so that was just the connection. And then, of course, what for what more else than justice? So 25, that's when 25 Miles for Justice was born. I started pretty much t-shirts that just said 25 Miles for Justice. That's what it was all about. And I have raised and donated over $6,000 to the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund. And they're just about teaching, training, and fighting for justice for all Americans, not just blacks, not just minorities, but for all Americans. And that was my heart movement for 25 Miles for Justice. So, you know, Pedal Mafia came on board with that. Force came on board with that. And these are some of my sponsors. And I've just had a open-armed amount of support and encouragement with that movement. And so my goal with that for the future is annual movement. So stay tuned for 25 Miles for Justice for 2021. Woo!
You know, my question for you and pretty much everybody, and you being the good steward of cycling in SoCal, I mean, you got to know better than anybody else, man. What would you like to see more of here in SoCal? You know, what can we do as a community that's gonna, you know, would make it perfect for you? I mean, it's close, right?
For me, it would be the congealing, the bringing together of all cyclists of all race, colors, and creeds, and doing more, not just, you know, for cycling, but even just for, you know, the people in the community. Also with cycling, doing more group rides, more grand fondos, just more advertising, more promoting, especially locally. You know, LA's doing a lot of stuff up there, you know, just but more advertising of the things that we can do for the local community, for the people in the area, whether Toys for Tots, just anything of that nature, all of us coming together. So that's not just SDBC, so it's not just Paddock Racing Team, so it's not just Velo Club Lagrange, but yet we all can come together and do something for the community. Toys for Tots, you know, feed the hungry, especially with COVID going on, food drives, stuff inside the box with cycling specific, and then outside the box for what's going on with the world today.
While we all have our individual race teams, right? I think we're all one team in our community, right?
Absolutely.
And that's just like Team of Cyclists.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's just we're all good stewards, man. We're all good
we
stewards.
try to be, but you're
Exactly.
excellent. I don't think anybody that I know in SoCal has as much like just genuine energy as you do. I gotta say, man, like, you know, everywhere you go, it's like infectious. You're always saying what's up to everybody, always having a good time, you know, and that's what the sport's all about, is just get out there, have fun, and kind of just, you know, pump everybody up.
It's what cycling does for me, though. It's what cycling does for me, bro. Like, I don't think words can express it. So I think the vibe that you get, it's me trying to give back to the community what it has done for me individually, and that's my heart, man. Like that's almost makes me want to cry. Like that's for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't see my eye. Like, when I get like this, like, y'all can't see my eye with glasses on, but it's that real to me. Like, cycling can be so much more. I want cycling on the level of the professional sports in America, not just Pro Tour. When you think about, you know, Lance Armstrongs and, you know, the Mark Cavendishes and, you know, the Sammy Bennett, no, not the Peter Sagans. No, I'm talking about locally. Cycling can do things for people to where genuine Americans can relate. Maybe what Justin Williams and what Legion is doing, trying to do something, with USA Crits is doing, I want to be a part of that. And that's how much it's in me. Like, if you only knew what's going on in here and in here.
This is gonna be tough because there are so many out there, but who is the fastest cyclist in SoCal? Male, female, whatever you want.
The fastest male rider, I believe, in SoCal is Alex, I want to say Rosales. He actually lives in Tijuana, but a lot of their riding is here in SoCal. So kind of like the South Bay. Okay. And because of COVID and because of, you know, presidency, they've gotten stuck over in Tijuana, but they would typically come over here and do Flojos, Fiesta Island, all those. And he's actually doing, he's like an indoor spin instructor now.
What?
And he's just crushing it. Like, by far, for me, I would say it's gotta be Alex.
All right.
I
love it.
I think it's with Go Fast or something like that.
Okay. How would you rate your bike handling skills on a scale from 1 to 300?
1 to 300. 249.
Can you bunny hop?
Yes.
All right, man. Great riding with you today. Appreciate you coming out for the third episode of the T-shirt ride.
Yeah.
All right, let's sign this bad boy off in signature Career Wit fashion. Give it to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Please comment, like, subscribe. On to your next one with your boy, Seat Up, aka Crit Wit, and Walt Does Bikes.
Woo!
Peace.